Hey, welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Jamie, and this will be a message for the collective. It's pretty simple with the rules. If you're new to tarot, just don't take a reading if you feel like it doesn't resonate. I'm going to pull cards like King, Queen, Emperor, and Empress. They have nothing to do with the sex or gender of any people that we're describing. And sometimes people say the energy is in reverse, so if you feel like that's the case, go ahead and take it that way. If you want to catch more readings, feel free to subscribe to the channel. If you need to book a reading, that information is in the description of the video and in the pinned section of the comments. I do also offer a membership. If you want to check that out, you can just click join. It'll show you what I do. So we have unbothered. Don't let pride get in your way, full moon in Leo. Solar power, some more Leo energy. I carry within me a solar power. For centuries, the sun has stood as a symbol of royalty, truth, and strength. Today, I walk in that purifying light and bask in its power. Today, I embody solar power. And change. Falling leaves do not signify the end, but the beginning of a fruitful season. The overall energy is the Five of Swords. We have the Two of Swords, the High Priestess, Cancer, Pisces energy, the Seven of Swords. The Hanged Man, Pisces energy, the Eight of Swords, the Six of Wands. And at the bottom of the deck, the Page of Pentacles. Somebody's bothered by you not being bothered. Some of you are tired of the way you have been dealing with people. You know, I think it's somebody's tired of their own crap here. They realize that there's some people out there where they need to just let them burn in the situation that they created the fire in. I feel like when it comes to being open, communicating with people right now, you're not really about it. Mm-mm. And this is a mode of like self-protection. You're tired of it. It's like the chaos of people. I really feel like the way that you're kind of looking at the world now is a lot of people just create their own problems and then play victim to it. They just remain stuck in their ego. It's not far off. A lot of people are like this. I wouldn't say all of humanity or something is, but it is increasingly harder to kind of connect with people, and I get that. Some people don't like the change that you're making, though. They don't like your boundaries or what they may be perceiving, I want to say, as apathy. Like they're so stuck in their mindset that they could never understand yours, and I think you already know that. Like there's no reason to try to even change people's perspective or try to make them see things another way. It kind of feels like you think most people today are just a waste of your time and energy. And that would be true. I mean, we can't be cool with literally everybody, right? We have to have like a select group of friends just to maintain sanity. But I feel like here, it's more about how you're not even affected by other people's crap anymore. And yeah, I think that this is like a new you. People aren't used to this, and that's the problem here. They've always been able to come to you for advice. They've always been able to come to you to talk about things. You've always been the one to try to understand them or see their situation clearly or help them in some kind of way. And now you feel like they have to help themselves. So I think here it's more like feeling very independent, like you don't need to worry about anybody else. You only need to handle your own responsibilities, and you can really pick and choose like what situations or topics you're going to deal with like in real time, because it does seem like you've spent a considerable amount of time trying to put out some fires that other people just kept fanning. It's I think basically you're just seeing people for who they really are at this point. Like, if people wanted help, they would just get the help. If people wanted to change, they would just make the changes. Other people are finding that you're not so sympathetic to them right now. They might think that you need to be humbled, that you're the problem. I can't speak. You're the person with the ego problem, The King of Wands, the Tower, Aries, Scorpio, the Page of Cups. The Sun, Leo energy, the Eight of Pentacles, the Ten of Swords. At the bottom of the deck, the Two of Pentacles. There's someone in particular who really just doesn't like, I think, the whole behavior change. Like, they're not expecting you to show up so little. What's crazy is, again, I think that there's a reason that you're doing this. Like, feeling like, you need to back off. Like, they're just wasting your time and your energy. And then their reaction to this is, again, something chaotic, saying something stupid, being an asshole, something like that, It's not going to work, though. I feel like you've already seen this person for who they are, and you don't care how they feel anymore. And so, if they're feeling like you're apathetic, it's true. You're specifically apathetic towards them. You just you don't. They think you don't care about their pain at all. You don't care about what they're going through. But I think no matter how many times you showed up in the past to care about what they were going through, they would just end up going right back to whatever they were doing, So I don't know. It's like you finally see someone for who they are. For a lot of you, this is definitely a friend or a family member, somebody that you have a connection to that you're just done. I think you're not dealing with the chaos, the drama, the nonsense. And even in just setting that boundary, hey, I'm not doing that anymore. Now they're back to the victim mentality that they seem to walk around with, Now you won't talk to them because you're a jerk. You don't care about their feelings, But I think it was definitely the other way around all this time. There just used to be a version of you that would accept that some people had some issues and that you should just, meet their special needs and requests, and maybe walk on some eggshells and make sure that you're there for people who aren't there for you, versus this complete 360 where people can get effed. You don't care. They need to go handle the stuff by themselves because, when the time comes, they're going to be a victim no matter what, so you might as well. Yeah, it just seems to me like somebody's getting blocked or just completely cut off because just straight up, you're just tired of the drama. Somebody's tired of the drama, so somebody's over here cross-watching, and I know people cross-watch and get real mad, but the reality is somebody's dramatic as fuck. They just do too much, and somebody else, is above the bullshit. They're not gonna keep dealing with the same old drama, the same old nonsense. Either somebody wants to change their life or they don't. And it's very practical thinking. And I think a lot of people forget today that not everybody does have to deal with their crap. If you're just being insufferable, if you just don't even take the advice that you're constantly asking for or something, I don't know what you want from people, but there is something, though, where if you are unwilling to constantly allow this person to be a victim in every situation they deal with, then you're going to be the bad guy. And I think that that's actually okay. In the advice, we have the Hierophant, some Taurus energy, the Four of Swords, the Empress, Libra Taurus energy, the Three of Wands, and the Wheel of Fortune, Aquarius, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio energy. I think it's advised for you to maintain your distance, It's basically we allow whatever lifestyle we have and who we have around us and whether or not they can dictate our energy. And like, maybe sometimes you feel guilty or you feel bad for just taking your distance from this person, but don't. Like, just be patient and see how things switch up. And it doesn't mean the other person's going to change, but see how more peaceful your life becomes, how truly, not stressed you are, and how all of this nonsense that's going on in life really is not your energy, and like, it just doesn't have anything to do with you. But definitely the people who are always trying to affect you and get you to feel some type of way for them, that can get exhausting. It's okay for you to step away and say, okay, I've had enough of that. Like, either somebody wants to change or they just want to sit around and bitch and complain about life. And I'm not here for those people. Like, I don't, I don't know. It's given knowing when to show up a certain way with people. Like, you could be emotionally intelligent and other people are taking this as apathy, which may happen a lot, but like, actually being emotionally intelligent, like, it surrounds boundaries, like deciding what you are or aren't going to deal with, how much you're going to let somebody else's drama affect your life. And it's like, how do you even expect somebody to show up with empathy if you're constantly emptying their cup and not filling it? And I think that's what's been happening here, is like, somebody's been, there and showing up and supporting and doing for others. And with some people, because it looks like you can still show up for some people, it wasn't worth your time, your energy, or your effort, and that is just that. It's kind of a commonality to me.